Doug's old steel desk held up an old-fashioned desktop computer. He had a laptop, but only used it when he was out. He was always transferring files via internet or flash drive. Hope knew that she could never work in a space filled with Doug's lack of organization, so separate offices were the solution. Hope didn't bother sitting at the desk. She pulled her shoulder-length brown hair into a messy bun, then plopped into the overstuffed chair, her folder of tests on the table next to her. She opened the file and took out the first answer sheet with the name Brady Schnurr written on the top of the paper. Brady wasn't the smartest boy in the class, but he wasn't the least capable either. Hope guessed Brady would score somewhere in the 80s, right on the cusp between a B and a C. Since this wasn't an essay test, Hope couldn't fudge in any direction. The number spoke for itself. The test took less than 5 minutes to grade. She wrote 87 at the top and added a little note. Well done. Brady and his parents would be satisfied with the grade. The young man was a solid middle-of-the-class student. Hope worked through the tests, expecting at any moment to be summoned to the kitchen. At 5 minutes per test, she could correct the entire class in less than 2 hours. If she skipped some personal notes, she could finish even faster. But she liked to add positive comments. A bit of encouragement or a frank assessment of a problem might be all a student needed to do better. She didn't have to finish grading all of the tests because her first period the next day was a planning period. She could finish the grading then if she needed to. Hope had graded a dozen tests before she decided to see if Doug had arrived home. She checked her phone, but there was still no message from him. A flicker of worry ran through her body. It was odd that Doug hadn't contacted her. She went into the kitchen where Cori was busy with her tablet computer. Lots of the kids had tablets since they were simple to use and easy to carry. "Did your father text you?" Hope asked. "Nope," Cori answered as she absent-mindedly twisted a strand of her long brown hair. Hope looked at the clock. "Well, too bad for him. I'm hungry. We're eating dinner." "It's about time," Cori agreed. "I'm starving." "Would you set the table for us?" Hope asked. "For 2 or 3? 3. But you know what is going to happen," Hope said with a smile. "Once we get all the work done, he'll come through the door." "He's good at that," Cori said, shaking her head. "Very good." It was 15 minutes before Hope sat down with a plate of spaghetti and a salad. Cori dove into the salad while looking at her tablet. "Ahem," Hope said. "Tablet?" Cori looked up, and Hope shook her head. With a little groan, Cori put aside the tablet and kept eating. Hope said, "This is our dinner hour, our time to chat." "Why do you always want to chat?" Cori asked, lifting a forkful of salad from her plate. "Because dinner talk is fast becoming a lost art. People don't take the time and effort to engage with each other. Now it's just wolf down your food while staring at your phone or computer screen. People aren't robots. We need to interact, and dinner is the perfect time to talk about our days. Tell me what you learned in school today." Cori frowned. "Do I have to?" "No. We can talk about your last math test if you'd rather do that." "Am I still paying for that? Don't you forget anything?" "What did you learn in school today?" Hope tried to get some chat going. "I learned that climate change is happening fast, and we only have a few years to change things. The climate is always changing, and it's been warmer than in the past, and colder too." They talked about ways that could slow climate change, and then Hope asked, "What else did you learn?" Hope liked to talk to her daughter about her day in school. Not only did Cori learn polite dinner chat, but the talking kept